This earnings reaction to Netflix today on July 21st will be recorded and posted to my YouTube this evening. Basically, can it get up near that all-time high in the 470s, or can it get down near that most recent 1-month low in the 420s? Netflix, to me, for a big time move, either needs above 470 or below 430. Let's see what we get here. So first reaction is slightly lower, 447s. Does appear that some numbers are out. Now you're ripping higher, 465s. Wide spread though, 452 by 460, so need the spread to normalize to get a good sense of what's really going on here. But initial reaction seems positive. Saw a much better move to the upside than it did to the downside. Tried to go 447s, came back, printed 465. So based on that, does look like it wants to maybe get some 470s here. Here you go, testing this 470 wall. Can you hold 460 bids? Kind of choppy. Came back down in these 450s. Back in the 440s. So initially here, you've got a choppy reaction. Let's see if you can start committing to the downside. You couldn't commit to the upside. So 430s, need to break below 430, so you come back up 450. So off the bat right away, still a lot of time here, but the first characteristic I'm noticing is indecision. You first went up to 470, now you're back down 440s, you try to go 430s, now you're kind of back around 450. Need to get some commitment. I don't want to see indecision. Indecision is tough to trade. Now back up 450s. Gonna try 460s again possibly. Now this wouldn't be all that bad as long as it's above 450. That's a net positive because 450 is just going to be our psychological midpoint between 400 and 500. Now if you're above 450, you argue that it's closer to 500. You're below 450, you argue it's closer to 400. Another attempt in these 460s. Last time it got up here at the outset, it got rejected, came back into those 440s. Let's see if we can hold it this time. It's doing a good job holding the 460 bid so far. Better job than the last time, but need to get some extension, need to break 65, otherwise, you will find yourself back in the 50s here in a couple of seconds. Alright, got some 63 bids, so it's got a chance here, needs to clear the 65s, but see, whacked them back out. And there you go, back in the 50s. So definitely not the priced in move. Still a lot of time left. You still got the conference call, but usually you see these things, I feel like if they're going to make a big move, they show better signs of it. Not much to really gather from Netflix, other than it wasn't a negative reaction. You know, you can't say that it was a miss or as far as the reaction goes. You can't say that it's that downside. You can't have downside while above 450. It just can't happen. I'm going to let this thing churn out for another 5 minutes or so before I start coming up with more specific over-under criteria and what levels I want to see hold as far as forming an outlook into tomorrow. This will definitely be one of the smallest moves, though. If it's anywhere close to this is going to be one of the smallest moves Netflix has made, or I guess hasn't made, in a few quarters at least. Showed earlier the gaps higher that you've been getting off of earnings. You've had at least a 8% move the last 3 reports. Right now, you're barely up 2%. In fact, I don't even think you are up 2% in the after hours. Yeah, you're not. You closed at 452, so. Alright, let's get a look and see what the actual numbers were. See what the market's reacting to over here. And then let's see what it was versus the estimate. So people were looking for 114 per share. The whisper number was 119. Netflix reported these numbers. Man, you're really gonna make me open up this file? Can I just get a press release? It's annoying. So Netflix reported 115 per share. Revenue was in line. Doesn't look like they've released subscriber numbers yet. Maybe they'll do that on the call. Alright, they've got over 50 million members, so they got up above 50 million peeps, but they didn't say how many they added in the last quarter, it doesn't look like. Okay, here it is. So, grew to more than 36 million members. The U.S. member base did. But regardless of whatever they're saying here, just looking at the market, looking at the stock, it's pretty ho-hum. It's not moving the needle. We'll see if that changes. But for now, it looks like this setup is just going to be relative to 450. So didn't see much of an after hours reaction, at least not initially. And personally, I'd like to see this thing get above 460 or get below 440. You look on the daily chart, that's kind of been the channel the last 5-6 days. Your low, high 430s, low 440s. Your high has been high 450s. So I want to see Netflix clear 460 or get below 440. Or get below 440 while referencing $450 as a key over under level psychologically. To me, holding 460 would target a move back towards the 470s, and then the all-time high is right around 476. Okay, breaking down at 440 would target this 435, this 435 to 428 range. And then you've got key support from mid-June, June 13th, 417.20. You're trying to get back above 460 here right now, so we'll see if this changes. On a net basis, I think upside is more likely while above 450, but I'm leery of the trading opportunities between 440 and 460 because that kind of just looks like chop to me. And that's really it. I mean, I'm going to check back in on Netflix, around 5:30 or so, about an hour, 15 minutes from now, once the conference call has started and, the market's been able to react to some of the things being said there. And then I'll update this. You'll be able to find it on the website. But based on these 15 minutes, which is usually, in my experience, the most volatile of the reactions, the setups just haven't changed. We didn't get a big enough move to really say, okay, yeah, this is for sure what we're looking for. So kind of have to wait and see what it shapes up to be doing at the open. We could very well just continue the consolidation that Netflix has been experiencing since July 8th. I'll just show this chart for a moment. I mean, you look at this thing, and you've been in a very choppy range since July 8th, and you could even argue if you take away, okay, let's take away this 4-day stretch. Okay, I just kind of X'd it out. If you take that away, late June, early July, you could argue that Netflix has really just kind of been in a choppy consolidation, more or less, since the beginning of June. So that's the risk with, really saying, okay, earnings have come, so that means there's going to be a big move. There has to be a big move. No, there doesn't. It may very well just continue to do what it's been doing, which, with the exception of a couple days here or there over the last 2 months, month and a half, I should say, has been pretty much nothing. It's just been consolidating. It's been holding the gains from a big move off of a bottom in late April, early May. All right, so let's see what it's doing at the open. Let's see what it does an hour and 15 minutes from now once the conference calls has started. See if it's getting cleaner action above 460. But if it's not, we could just kind of continue to go sideways on Netflix without much of a trading opportunity, and maybe it'll be in our best interest to short some premium tomorrow on Netflix as opposed to looking for any long opportunities on puts or calls. Any questions on that?